How are you doing there? I just wanted to talk a little bit about the Fala Road system. And the reason I wanted to talk about it was because every time I looked it up, it was either in German or Danish, and other sites it was all writing. So anyways, I got a starter set, and it's the best way to do it. You get a bus, and if I move across here, you get the road markings and the 10 metres of wire, the black coil there. The little pot there is full of paint, a couple of rechargeable batteries, and you also get some filler for making a road surface. I thought that was a clat, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. So here's the bus here. If I zoom in there, that's a little axle, and on the bottom of the little copper piece, or rather above it, there's a little magnet which follows the little wire. Two little rechargeable batteries go underneath. Whoops, come on lads, focus, focus. The little blue switch, it's a reed switch, little magnetic switch. So when it goes over magnets, it will stop and start. And then you've got the drive axle, rear wheel drive. If it's opened up, here's a little DHL truck. And that's just with the top off. And if you break it down even more, you've got your rechargeable batteries, which will last an hour or two. Little switch for switching it on and off. There's that little axle I was telling you about. Little magnet goes on there which follows the wires. That's attached to the axle, which the steering leads it round the road. The drive axle. Little motor. I was just fortunate, right place at the right time. I picked these up for about 20 quid. I thought I'll do as spares. Idea being, if you buy other trucks or buses, and these ones were only about £3 each, I thought you can put the motors in them and make your own vehicles. Anyways, we'll have a look at roads next. So anyways, the roads, basically you've got your board. I'll just use 6mm MDF, and if I zoom it in a bit, you can see, whoa, hang on lads, there, see that there, that's just very, very small, it's like about 1mm steel wire, and you get 10 metres of that in the kit. And all I did was, I don't know if that will show up on there, but I got the sellotape, and I sellotaped like 1 inch across to hold it in position, and I left a little gap. It says you should leave expansion gaps, I suppose a bit like the rails, eh? Then after that, for the road, I got the old double-sided tape. So I put a layer of that on, and then a layer on the other side, and I actually did it in double thickness because you can see it's not very thick, and that just took it to the height of the wire. Then this is just like Metcalfe road tarmac. I laid that on top because you'd imagine your double-sided tape's on there. So I pushed it down, and I was reading 1 or 2 articles, and it said about all the wires got to be just proud and this, that and the other. So what I did was I just got a roller, the old wallpaper one here, and I just rolled it along, and of course that presses the cardboard on top of the wire. It gives it a very, very small raised surface, but you can't tell, and that way I've got a nice road surface. You can get various bits and pieces. This little baby here it's like a little magnetic coil, so when the vehicle runs over it, remember I showed you the little blue reed switch? Well, if that magnet's energized, it'll stop the vehicle on there. So if I wanted to make a bus stop or a traffic light stop, you can use them, and they're just mounted under your board. I'll just nip under here. See, that's all it is. just a little coil fixed in, 12 volt DC or 14 to 18 AC. Right, I've got a junction here. I thought, how am I going to make it turn, eh? Same principle as setter points on the trains. I either want it to go along there into the container yard, or I needed to come along here and along the road. So what I did was under here, yeah, can you see that? Just a little bit of 6mm MDF with a screw in, and it swivels. And what I'll do is I'll put a Pico or a seat motor on there, and I'll control it for opening and closing like you would for the setter points. And how I made it was just a bit of 6mm MDF again. I know that's not the perfect shape, eh? And because it's magnetic, that old craft knife, and basically what I did was cut the blade off, put a groove in there, mounted the blade in like that, and then of course when that moves, the magnet on the little truck of the bus will follow it to open and close your points. Last thing was the road markings. That's 10 metres of car stripe, goes along the cars, or go faster stripes, and all it is, that came in very thin strip or a fatter strip, and I just thought it was neat and easy for putting your road markings on, and you just cut them out gently and it just finishes the job off. Right, if there's out you want to know, give us a shout. At least this is in English. See ya.